Good morning, student. So, in this session of subject Electronics Devices and Circuit from the chapter number 2, MOSFET and its DC analysis, I am Madhuri Hui, working as Assistant Professor in Department of Electronics and Telecommunication, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering. So, previous two sessions we have started the second chapter, that is MOSFET and its DC analysis. So, in that we have seen that what is meant by MOSFET, that is metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. So, in that again D type and E type MOSFETs. So, D is nothing but the depletion MOSFET and E is nothing but the enhancement MOSFET. So let us see the next point from the chapter number 2. So today we are going to see the N-channel E MOSFET as well as its working and VI characteristics and the DC biasing of the MOSFET. So first, so in previous session we have seen the circuit operation of D MOSFET. So in your syllabus they mentioned that specifically the operation of E MOSFET, but enhancement before going to the in detail of E MOSFET, you have to know that the D MOSFET. So in the last session we have covered that the D MOSFET means that D MOSFET is working as a depletion as well as in an enhancement mode. So according to that the gate terminal battery polarity, it will work in a depletion as well as the enhancement mode. So for your syllabus from the chapter number 2, there is a E MOSFET. So let us see the circuit operation of E MOSFET. So figure shows that the N channel E MOSFET. Okay. So the circuit action is under here. There is a VGS is 0 and VDS is applied according to the drain between the drain and source. So in depletion layer, there is a channel is present, but in an enhancement MOSFET, there is no any channel. So previously, when the VGS is 0, there is no flow of that the current from that the E MOSFET. So here, when VGS is 0, there is no channel connecting source to drain. So the P substrate has only a few thermally produced free electrons, that is minority carriers, so that drain current is almost 0. So for this reason, the E MOSFET is normally off when VGS is 0 volt. Okay, it is clear that how it is structurally differ from the depletion MOSFET. That is, in depletion MOSFET, that is D MOSFET, there is a channel is present, but in a structural way, if you see the E MOSFET, then there is a no any channel between the source and drain. So when the VGS is 0, the ID current is the 0. Then after that, when VGS is positive, that is gate is made positive as shown in figure 2, it attracts free electrons into the P region. Okay. Uh, the free electrons combine with holes next to the SiO2 layer. So see here, okay, when we are applying the positive voltage for this gate, then whatever the electrons are gathered near to this SiO2 layer. So see here, due to this positive terminal of the battery, the electrons are attracted towards the SiO2 layer. So if VGS is positive enough, all the holes touching the SiO2 layer are filled. The free electrons begin to flow from the source to drain. Okay, so from the source to drain, there is a recombination process take place of the free electrons as well as the holes. So the effect is same as creating the thin layer of N-type material, that is inducing a thin N layer adjacent to the SiO2 layer. Means if you see the first diagram, due to this VGS there is no any current flow, But when we are applying that positive uh, battery voltage for the gate, then whatever the free charge particles, they are gathered together and it will form that the N type material layer. So due to that, the current flow from that the drain to source. So thus the E MOSFET is turned on. The drain current ID starts flowing from the source to drain. The minimum value of VGS that turns the E MOSFET on is called as the threshold voltage. Okay, so in a E MOSFET, when the E MOSFET is turned on, means at the small value of VGS where that the E MOSFET is turned on, that minimum voltage is known as the threshold voltage, that is indicating by V suffix GS with the TH. So when VGS less than VGS TH means what? There is a no induced channel and the drain current ID is 0. Okay. So when VGS is equal to VGS TH, the E MOSFET is turned on and the induced channel conducts drain current from the source to drain. Okay. So what will be the next phenomena in that the E MOSFET? So let us see. Beyond VGS-TH, if the value of VGS is increased, the newly formed channel becomes wider, causing to ID to increase. Okay, means VGS is increased beyond that the threshold voltage. Then at that time, that the newly formed channel becomes wider and causing to ID to increases. So if the value of VGS decreases, not less than VGS, the channel becomes narrower and ID will decrease. Okay. So see here, if the value of VGS decreases, not less than the threshold value of that the VGS, but it is decreased, at that time channel becomes the narrow. Means what? Depending upon that the gate voltage, that the channel width is formed as well as after the formation of that the channel width we can increase or decrease by varying that the VGS value beyond the TH up to the certain level. So here that is the working principle of that E MOSFET. So again, by varying the VGS voltage we can control the output current, that is ID. So here we are summarizing that D MOSFET and E MOSFET. In a D MOSFET, the channel is present, but in a E MOSFET, channel is absent. Then D MOSFET will work in a depletion as well as the enhancement mode, but E MOSFET only work in a enhancement mode. Then here, E channel E MOSFET VI characteristics, or we can say current voltage characteristics. So here E MOSFET test circuitry where VGS is sufficient positive voltage. Then N channel E MOSFET is used here. So here drain current versus that VGS get to source voltage is here. So smallly increasing that the VGS, the ID becomes that the gets suddenly increased. So here cutoff region, saturation region and enhancement that slope is shown here. So we can say with the fixed VDS value, okay, the drain source voltage connected across the E MOSFET, we can plot the values of drain current ID with varying values of VGS to obtain a graph of MOSFET forward DC characteristics. So this is nothing but the forward DC characteristics. So these characteristics give the transconductance GM of the transistor. So how we can calculate the transconductance? That is it is nothing but the ratio of change in drain current divided by change in a gate to the source voltage. So this is nothing but the transconductance for the N channel E MOSFET by current voltage characteristics. So here this transconductance related to output current to the input voltage representing the gain of the transistor. So the slope of the transconductance curve at any point along it is therefore given as, so it is ratio of drain current divided by the gate to source voltage for the constant values of the VDS. So for example, assume a MOS transistor passes a drain current of 2 milliampere where that the gate to source voltage is 3 volt and the drain current of 40 milliampere when VGS is the 7 volt. Then that the transconductance is, so change in a drain current, that is from 14 minus 2, and change in a VGS, that is 7 minus 3. So you will get the transconductance, it is 3 milliseconds. 3. Then N-channel MOSFET characteristics says that the ratio is called the transistor's static or DC transconductance. So it is known as the static or DC transconductance, which is short for transfer conductance, and is given the unit of Siemens, that is S, as its amperes per volt. So voltage gain of a MOSFET amplifier is directly proportional to the transconductance and to the value of the drain resistor. So at VGS is equal to 0, no current flow through the MOS transistor. So channel become, because the field effect around the gate is insufficient to create or open the N-type channel. Then the transistor is in its cutoff region acting as open switch. So if you see the characteristics in a cutoff, it will act as an open switch. In other words, with zero gate voltage applied, the N-channel MOSFET is said to be normally off, and this off conduction is represented by the broken channel line in the MOSFET symbol. So unlike the depletion types that have a continuous channel line, okay, so the MOSFET is said to be normally off. The conduction is represented by broken channel line. As we know now, gradually increase the positive gate source voltage VGS, the field effects begins to enhance the channel. Okay, means when we increase the VGS, the width of the channel is going to be increased, that is enhanced. Then regions conductivity, and there becomes a point where the channel starts to the conduct. This point is known as the threshold voltage, VTH. So as we increase VGS more positive, the conductivity channel becomes wider, that is less resistance, with the amount of the drain current ID. So increases as a result. Remember that the gate never conducts any current as it's electric isolated from the channel, giving a MOSFET amplifier an extremely high input impedance. So again we can recall that as we increase VGS more positive, the conductivity channel becomes wider, less resistance, with the amount of drain current ID increases. As a result, remember that the gate never conducts any current as it's electrically isolated from the channel, giving a MOSFET amplifier an extremely high input impedance. Therefore, the N-channel enhancement MOSFET will be in its cutoff mode when gate source voltage, that is VGS, which is less than its threshold voltage level. So VTH and its channel conducts are saturated when VGS is above the threshold level, when the EMOS transistor is operating in the saturation region, the drain current ID is given by. So when the drain, so when the MOSFET is operating in a saturation region, the drain current is given by, that is K, that is constant, square in square bracket VGS minus VTH. So note that the value of K, that is conduction parameter, and VTH is the threshold voltage, vary from one E MOSFET to the next and cannot be physically changed. So this is because they are specific specifications relating to the material and device geometry, so which are inbuilt during the fabrication of the transistor. Okay, so we have seen that the saturation, in saturation region, the value of that the drain current. So K represent the conduction parameter. So this K is not a constant for all the type of the MOSFET. It will vary by the physically changed in a MOSFET, because each and every MOSFET is specific specification relating material as well as the device geometry. Then the static transfer characteristics curve on the right is generally parabolic, that is square law in shape, and then linear. So the increase in drain current ID for a given increase in gate source voltage, the VGS determines the slope or gradient of the curve for the constant value of VDS. So we can say for the static transfer characteristics, curve on the right is generally parabolic, that is square law in shape, and then it becomes the linear. So the increase in drain current ID for a given increase in a gate source voltage, VGS determines the slope or gradient of the curve for constant values of VDS. Then we can see that turning the enhancement MOS transistor on is a gradual process, and in order for us to use the MOSFET as an amplifier, so we must bias its gate terminal at some point above its threshold level. So then we can see that turning the enhancement MOS transistor on is a gradual process, and in order for us to use the MOSFET as an amplifier, we must bias its gate terminal at some point above its threshold level. So there are many different ways we can do this, from using two separate voltage supplies. So to drain feedback biasing, to Zener diode biasing, etc. Okay. What is the condition for the MOS transistor is on? We have to keep that the gate terminal voltage some point above its threshold level, so that we can use the separate voltage supplies for that. So in that, to drain feedback biasing or the to Zener diode biasing. So but whichever biasing method we use, we must make sure that the gate voltage is more positive than the source by an amount greater than VTH. So in this MOSFET amplifier tutorial, in this session, we use the familiar universal voltage divider biasing circuit. So that the DC biasing the MOSFET. So the universal voltage divider biasing circuit is a popular biasing technique used to establish a desired DC operating condition of bipolar transistor amplifiers as well as the MOSFET amplifiers. So the advantage of voltage divider biasing network is that the MOSFET, or indeed a bipolar transistor, can be biased from a single DC supply, but first we need to know where to bias the gate for our MOSFET amplifier. So what is the universal voltage divider biasing circuit is? A popular biasing technique used to establish a desired DC operating point condition of bipolar transistor amplifiers as well as the MOSFET amplifiers. So the advantage of the voltage divider biasing network is the MOSFET, or indeed a bipolar transistor, can be biased from a single DC supply, but first we need to know where to bias the gate for our MOSFET amplifier. So in this session we have seen the N-channel E MOSFET, after that VI characteristics of the N-channel E MOSFET, and then we have up to this point, but that is why the DC biasing is important for that the MOSFET. So this point again we are continuing in our next session also. So here that much for our this session. Up to the DC biasing the MOSFET we are again going to see. Thank you.